So everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch and anything Nintendo related for the Nintendo Direct E3 2021. That is supposed to happen next week, actually. Yeah, today with us we have Nyghtwynds, who has helped us with this channel in many different ways. He's edited some videos with us, he gives them some ideas, and is an ongoing supporter of the channel as well. Yeah.
Hello everybody, nice to see you all joining the stream today.
Yep. So we have, this isn't our first time doing something like this, but it is our first live one actually. So it's actually going to be pretty nice, and we can see your chat. We can see the chat as well. So you guys have anything to say, we can answer as we go forward. Nyghtwynds himself does a bunch of Twitch streams and YouTube streams of games as well, which I'll link in the description afterwards on this. And we'll be talking, of course, about Metroid Prime 4 as well, as some of you guys are seeing here. But I think first, to recap, next week, June 15, at 12 p.m. as Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. PST, there will be the Nintendo E3 Direct that will be happening. I'm going to be personally trying to watch this live and reacting to it with you guys on that day, so stay tuned for that, by the way. And I think we're going to first begin talking about the Switch Pro, I guess, because that's literally what everyone's talking about after all these years of the fact that we have the Nintendo Switch out. It's been there all the time, never went out. What do you think? Do you think it's going to actually happen, Nyghtwynds?
I'm not sure if it'll happen this time, but it probably will happen down the road. I mean, there's been so many leaked patents and stuff of like a more high definition or 4K version of the Switch. It's gonna happen eventually, but it'd be nice if it happens again for this C3. I know I've seen several posts from credible sources about it's gonna happen, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense for it to happen. A lot of people were saying it should happen all the way back when it pretty much started, like a few months after you heard about it. But now that we have these next-gen consoles and you have games coming out with next-gen power, it's the best time for it to come out, actually. And also, for people who are asking about Zelda rumors, we'll get to those in a moment. Hang tight, guys. But yeah, this is probably the best time to announce it. You have already both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X out. Consoles that are a good deal stronger than the Switch, not more on par like the way the PS4 and the Xbox One were. So if they're going to announce it, I think it has to be now. Is it going to actually happen? I mean, every rumor has proven false so far. I think we'll see so far there.
Yeah. I mean, they really do need to make some kind of Pro version. I mean, it's technically still last generation hardware. It's not the current, it's not at the pinnacle where it's competing with the everything else. Like even mobile games are getting stronger power than the Switch, so it's like you need to play catch up.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to get out there. We're even getting some cloud versions of games because they just cannot run on the Switch no matter what. The Switch Pro, as Managed Plays is asking in the comments here, is only rumored to be in production, and the only reason people have especially given it a thought these days is because the major news source Bloomberg has actually reported on it, which is surprising that you have a major news organization even saying that now. Yeah, and I'm still skeptical just because of how many years of this being said and nothing ever coming to fruition.
Yeah, we just gotta wait and see if Nintendo actually decides to go full in. One thing I could see why they might not announce it is because of the ongoing chip shortage all over the world, which is why so many people we know haven't been able to get new graphics cards. True.
I mean, Nvidia's graphic card situation hasn't made anything easier. I mean, we have shortages in general for consoles, including, well, the most sought-after PS5. And there is, of course, there is the fact that you're going to have this Nvidia also developing a new graphic chip for this too, which would also back into what they already have going with the 3000 series of graphic cards. So their hands are really full at the moment too. I do think, however, if an upgrade does happen to the Switch, it's going to have to be more or less something that's not going to make it obsolete, without it be, unless it's an actual next-gen console, which I doubt they're going to do yet, because Switch is selling way too hot right now.
Especially the Switch Lite, which makes me think that if they do a Switch Pro, it might be the total opposite and be a home console only, no portable mode.
True, and it can then maximize the power of it in this case. And yeah, being pro, you're not gonna ever think about someone taking it out to use actually. So you can get more high-end games that might be exclusive, like the way it was for the new 3DS, but more or less not done too heavily to isolate all the people who don't actually plan to rebuy the system just for it.
Yeah, I don't see much games, if at all, any being exclusive to it if it happens. It'll probably just be enhancements for the Switch Pro, where I think there might be 1 or 2 games that have better stuff with the Switch Lite already.
Yeah, I can imagine stuff that would get a cloud version only actually getting a proper release, like Resident Evil 7 that got a cloud version. And what was the other game? There was a reveal at the last Nintendo Direct. I cannot remember off the top of my head. It was a cloud version of that.
Oh, yeah,
With
that slips my mind too.
Yeah, well, there's a few cloud versions. Those could, for example, maybe actually get a console release that way. Yeah. So this is going slightly off topic. I'm just gonna answer a question on the side. Fit Gary Oak is asking, would you happen to know why Pokemon Snap wasn't in VR? I think Nintendo completely gave up on Nintendo Labo because people stopped caring about it, personally.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I remember seeing something of Labo was all but discontinued because there's only like one thing of it mentioned on Nintendo's website now. Every other Labo product is scraped from existence on there unless you use like some archive site.
Yeah, I believe that unless we might see something maybe that might give it, say, an update is coming to Pokemon Snap, considering we're going to have major Pokemon announcements probably next week about it, which we're going to actually now transition into talking about the games now, and what we're expecting to actually be at E3 itself. Oh yeah, just one more question, I guess, since we're on the Switch Pro still. Manish Play is asking if the Switch would be able to handle Final Fantasy VII Remake. I guess this will extend to the Switch Pro to answer. What do you think?
Switch Pro would probably be able to handle it. The regular Switch? I don't think so. Like, there's a couple times on my vanilla PS4 where the game kind of chugged, and I just finished playing the game in its entirety just last week on my PS4.
Yeah, I know yeah, the thing is, it's running on Unreal Engine 4, which the Switch could do, but it's still a very high-end version of it. So if it's slightly stronger, like, say, the Switch Pro, maybe they could port it. But there's still the exclusivity it has currently with Sony. So, we'll see, maybe one day.
I do see them possibly down the road, like they did with Final Fantasy 15, releasing a more pocket version, like we do got that. Oh, geez, they announced it last time at some Square conference. The Ever Crisis.
Yeah.
Where there's like all the different Final Fantasy VII things remade into a lesser quality graphic style for mobile. I could see them porting that over to the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, that could actually be one of the games next week for all we know. I remember when Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition was announced out of nowhere, along with a bunch of those Final Fantasy games as well. That could be announced when a whole collection of it, for example, maybe season pass for getting more episodes as you go down the road, kind of like the way Telltale's game, I guess, we're done.
That could easily be a thing, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and to recap earlier, the other cloud game was Control, as stated here by the user I Feel Nothing. But yeah, going further, I guess we'll now talk about what we're expecting at E3. We're expecting, obviously, Breath of the Wild 2, which right now is obviously brought up in the discussion here. We're going to have a whole discussion about this later in the week about Breath of the Wild 2, so we'll likely touch upon what we might be expecting to see here. Like, right now, all we have for Breath of the Wild 2 is a trailer of the game that showed off Link and Zelda going down to this tube and fighting a dehydrated Ganondorf. Do you think we might see actual gameplay this time, or do you think that we might get screwed over by Onuma saying, sorry, but we don't actually have anything for you guys to see this time?
I almost think that's going to be the possibility, but if they do show anything, I think it will be a new trailer, maybe with a little bit of a gameplay, maybe a proper title, because I don't think the official launch title is going to be Breath of the Wild 2.
True. I bet you it'll be related to like wind, maybe like Wind of the Breath or something. Just twisting around like that. Oh, by the way.
Something similar, yeah.
By the way, Fit Garioka is saying he likes your plushie of Moltres over there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, I got that on my trip to Japan in 2018 at the Pokemon Center. Same with the, wait, did the Farfetch'd fall? Oh yeah, no, Farfetch is right beside Sackboy there.
But yeah, I think with Breath of the Wild 2, if an actual title will probably come this time. It's been 2 years since we actually saw the actual game there. I've been mid-video analyzing the whole thing there, which I'll, I guess, put at the end of the video for you guys to actually click and see. But I'm expecting a full gameplay trailer and the title to go with it this time. Maybe we'll finally see a dehydrated Ganondorf that everyone's been drawing fan art of the whole time.
Yes, I bet he's probably... Oops. Actually, I'm muted there. Yeah, he's probably very, very thirsty. So am I.
And I'm sure enough Zelda fans are thirsty to see hydrated Ganondorf. I'm staring at all of you here. I'm staring. But yeah, so but I guess this is all we really know about Breath of the Wild 2. I guess the other Zelda announcements people are expecting is because the 35th anniversary, there's been huge rumors that we'll get Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3D actually in full HD on the Switch this time. What do you think?
Maybe. That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, the 3DS is dead now, obviously, and that was your only play. You could play these remake versions of it. And I'm sure people want to play the better version with higher end graphics. And I've seen already on YouTube, people have made mods of it where you can play in 4K with higher end textures and everything. And I think Nintendo probably should be capitalizing on this, you'd think. Best time for the 35th anniversary, really.
It would really be a possibility, especially because they released the Mario collection with 64 and whatnot. They probably do the same with at least Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Maybe... I don't think they would include Twilight Princess as well, because that had the Wii U version, right?
Yeah, but there was also Wind Waker. There'll be a 4-pack. Would be amazing. I'd love that.
Wind Waker's already on... Oh yeah, wait, isn't it already,
yeah,
on Switch?
Yeah, Wind Waker HD was Wii U. Same with Twilight Princess HD.
Oh, Wii U, okay, right.
Yeah.
Confuse it 2 generations. Hard to keep track. But yeah, one of the two would probably be happening with that.
Yeah, I mean, as I Feel Nothing is saying here, if maybe Nintendo would just save this for a Zelda 35th Direct. But I think because of the fact that it's so damn expected for Breath of the Wild 2 to be at the Direct, they would have to announce this with it. It'd have to be a Zelda package in probably a quarter of the Direct just directed to it alone, I betcha.
Very likely, yeah.
Yeah, or I don't know, it'll be that like that one year where like Smash took up like 80% of the Direct.
Well, it's Smash. What do you expect?
Yeah, but going back to Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the big worry I have if they actually are going to go with a re-release of those is they'll go with the originals and not give us the actual 3DS versions, like the way they did with Mario 64. They didn't give us a DS version; they went to the 64 inferior versions there.
Yeah, either that or the, at least for Ocarina, the GameCube Master Quest version.
I mean, I imagine that'll be packed in no matter what. If it's a 3DS version, that'll be there with it too, since the 3DS had both versions there. Yeah, but Skyward, I guess one thing that's obviously going to be mentioned in some ways is Skyward Sword HD at the Direct.
Sure. That's coming out very soon.
Yeah, Skyward Sword HD is probably going to be shown off, just maybe a little bit of more of a demo. Show maybe one more feature they haven't shown off yet, aside from, you know,
another amiibo.
Oh god. We got a Zelda amiibo, may as well show the Groose amiibo. You know, everyone wants the Groose. Set the Groose loose, yeah, Nintendo. I'll buy that amiibo.
Would be locked behind that amiibo. Can you find that Zelda amiibo? I can't.
Yeah, it's even cranked up by $10 Canadian here. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah, it's like 30 Canadian. It's brutal.
Yeah. But yeah, I imagine there's gonna be at least one thing mentioned of of Skyward Sword HD for this to actually wrap it up. It'll be probably like one small footnote along with the actual major Breath of the Wild 2 announcement. But I guess moving on from there, I guess if do you think there'll be any other Zelda announcement outside of these, like maybe a 2D Zelda? That's something I know people have really wanted for a while.
They might announce at least a port of one of the older 2D Zeldas for the online service.
True. Maybe we'll.
I don't know. Is the Oracle games on the online service yet?
Not yet. We don't have any Game Boy games. Only goes up to no handhelds in general actually right now. So Oracle would make sense because we had Link's Awakening, which was right here. I love how I have my shelf next to me, by the way, my gaming shelf, guys. But yeah.
Andy.
Yeah, so yeah, the Oracle games could join that using the exact same engine and graphic style to go with it, because it already used Link's Awakening with it too, so it wouldn't be actually a game that would make sense. I personally want a brand new 2D Zelda, rather than just remake these continuously.
A brand new one would be much appreciated, but I think all their brand new chips are going into Breath of the Wild 2 right now.
Yeah, but they did outsource. Did they outsource that game actually? Let me see. Did it say anything? No, it did not. It did not say anything. It was actually internally done. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I don't think they haven't outsourced the Zelda games since the Capcom stuff, which again was the Oracle games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess unless other than the remakes, because those were outsourced to Grezzo, and Twilight Princess to this Australian team, which I cannot remember the name of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess let's go for other announcements that's at E3 we're expecting for Nintendo. I guess the games we're expecting is No More Heroes 3. We're now going to third party here a bit before we swing back to Pokemon.
That should be coming. I think that's coming out really soon because I remember seeing stuff on some retailers advertising the pre-order for it.
Yeah, I'm expecting one more trailer for it at least. They'll probably show that off. It's basically a Nintendo staple at this point. Yeah, will it get a separate announcement at E3 on whether it's actually going to be ported to other consoles? I don't know yet.
I don't think so, because, I mean, Travis Strikes Again was a exclusive.
Just watch it be a dual pack.
And after I bought them for Unlimited Run on Switch.
Yeah, that would suck. We still got to both play that game too, actually. I mean, in terms of Travis Strikes Again, I played the first one on Wii, of course. But of course there is we got SMT5 in this case as well, which actually got a leaked release date a little while ago for November release, I believe.
Yeah. So hopefully they do the official announcement for that release date. That'd be really good. Yeah,
a dub trailer would be good with it too, actually, to finally see. May I finally see a story trailer that just shows what's going on with this, because everything's kind of been more of a gameplay trailer, if anything, right now. Yeah.
Because I don't think we know much of the story anyways. It's all I know is like the protag has a really neat looking school uniform, like that flower pattern on it.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to SMT3, I guess we gotta actually see what there is going to be. I mean, SMT3, SMT5. We're gonna actually.
I mean, SMT3 just came out, so.
Yeah. Unless they announced an SMT4 at this E3 as well, just to seal it off. Just have 3 to 5 all on Switch.
I mean, a dual pack of 4 remade for the Switch would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, did I even buy the second part? I can't remember. I haven't played it yet, but it would be good if it to actually rejuvenate it all on the Switch there, actually. I mean, why not after all? Yeah, and of course we got...
Atlas isn't against porting their stuff over. I mean, look at all the different versions of Persona, even on the same generation. Yeah. Now, moving forward, let's talk about the game that's been, becoming an urban legend at this point, Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I heard anything about it. Maybe 2 years ago that they announced that they were getting a new dev team and starting over from scratch. Yeah, they were going back to Retro Studios. Yeah, so hopefully they have something ready for that. Yeah, I am. Maybe if they tie us over, I'm hoping a new trilogy pack with some improved controls, because I kind of hate some of the old controls for the Metroid Prime series. Yeah, and all we have is this little teaser, which I love how Nintendo calls it a first look. It's not even actually a There's no look at all.
Yeah.
Unless they're looking through like a telescope into space, and eventually we'll see something.
Yeah. Just watch the logo's gonna look completely different too with it. I know it's gonna probably follow up Metroid Prime 3, considering you had one of the guys from Metroid Prime Hunters following up there with it. But this is gonna be complete. They're gonna just completely forget about that. But it's done at Retro Studios, and it's being done by quite the killer team of Western developers. They've hired from all over, from people working who used to work on Halo to other major first-party titles, actually. Yeah. So it's
resources from everywhere, really.
Yeah, so it's a mix of Retro Studios, realistically, and all these major first-party developers. I'm hoping we'll see it. It's been since 2017. We haven't seen it in 4 years now. 4 years on this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. I'm looking at this comments on this person saying on here under the trailer. It's been so long that YouTube decided to recommend it again just to remind us it exists.
It's one of those cases that I think we've commented before on this, of that games should not be announced until you have a lot of progress to show for it, because then you just get people's hopes up.
Yeah, realistically, it would have been probably out by now if it wasn't for the fact that Metroid Prime 4 was cancelled and then redone altogether again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I guess, well, let's go into the next Metroid topic, Metroid Prime trilogy. You know, the log talked about a supposedly existing game that Retro was working on since Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and we never saw it come to the day of light. That was more or less 99% confirmed, but never still saw the day of light. Why?
Yeah, I've been waiting for that myself as well, because I never was able to get a copy of 3. I have 1 and 2, but 3 has always eluded me, and every time I have found it in recent times, it's just too expensive for me to justify.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem they have with 3's porting as well is the fact that you're gonna have the motion controls. They're so tied to the Switch. Yeah, they have to then rework it into the Joy-Cons there too to work. But then what about if you're
you also need the non-Joy-Con version as well, because I mean the light, right?
Yeah, and that's the problem. You gotta actually make it work without that. And one of the Metroid Prime developers actually did talk about it on Facebook, actually, about how he doesn't think it's gonna actually be properly ported just because of that fact.
You would think that, but we go back to the Skyward Sword's new release, where they do got non-motion control option being added to the game.
Yeah.
So I think there should be the ability to do it, just that Dev probably has no idea about it.
Question is, will Nintendo spend that money? Are they confident enough about Metroid Prime selling gangbusters to warrant that?
I don't know. You'd have to see.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to Metroid Prime, it's also the 35th anniversary, by the way. So, will we see it actually? Or will they forget about it much like they did with Zelda's in the last Direct?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be the best time. At least give us. I mean, if they do a double announcement of this trilogy to keep you calm for this year, and then next year you'll get your Metroid Prime 4.
I would be so happy with that.
I know. I'm hoping for it. I don't trust Nintendo with the slightest about Metroid Prime anymore. We know it exists. At least they're not saying
it's almost turning into the new F-Zero at this rate.
Well, F-Zero's not saying they're not even going to do it until they can find a way to innovate it. That's Miyamoto's literal words.
I mean, there's tons of ways they can, but they're too good of ideas to do.
Do you think new F-Zero might happen, actually?
I mean, in my heart, I want it to happen. Realistically, I don't think so. Even if it's just a, make your own track thing like Mario Maker, so I'd be happy with that. So
like F-Zero X on the 64 disk drive, which lets you do that actually.
Basically, yeah. Give me that.
Yeah, that would be nice at least to have that. I know that. I mean, that's very unlikely to happen. I'm expecting the usual stuff, of course, like Kirby to appear in some form, some ways, and such. Maybe. How do you think Donkey Kong is at this point? I mean, Retro's busy already with Metroid, so do you think they're gonna do Donkey Kong, or do you think that might be done with someone else, or not at all?
I think Donkey Kong might be on the bench for now. I don't see anything happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I do see something somebody mentioned in the comments here of. Let's see, I feel nothing said a 2D Metroid is heavily rumored.
We could.
I think that'd be great because if you look at the success of other Metroidvanias recently, especially with Bloodstained,
Well,
there's definitely a demand for that.
Don't forget, Return of Samus was considered an excellent game. Ironically done by a Castlevania developer, Mercury, which actually was surprisingly good with that, considering they weren't exactly that great prior.
Yeah, I know we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean,
no, if they do another 2D Metroid, that'd be really good.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be amazing. The best thing ever. Get the trilogy, get Prime 4, and that all announced at 1E3. Bam. 35th anniversary done. Makes up for everything. Which is why I doubt it'll happen.
Winning at that. I know, right?
Knowing Nintendo, of course. Also, it's the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong, apparently, so...
Alright. Maybe, if anything, we'll get another Mario vs. Donkey Kong game.
No,
or at least support.
Yeah. Now, another Mario game of some sort. Do you think something Mario-related will be announced? Because, of course, there will be, but which Mario title will be announced?
Well, let's see. If we did another 3D one, it'd probably be a sequel to Odyssey.
Yes, an Odyssey 2... which, yeah, that wouldn't be too hard to do, really. I mean, if they do it like Galaxy, just take the same assets and use stuff they didn't use, which there's a few stuff. Like, say they could do that whole... I'd like saying it, but it's the whole Bowsette concept that was actually confirmed to be a thing originally. Not looking like the one that's done in fan art. Let me just pull it up just for reference. Let's see, the confirmed Bowsette. Let me try to find this just to show it to the audience here. Because I'm sure people... if I can find it, between all the other smut art of Bowsette I'm finding. Nintendo art book, or whatever it's called. Trying to find that, actually. Ah, there it is, I found it. Okay, let me throw this on for you guys to see, actually. Yeah, this thing here. Which, is pretty much what they were going to do with one of the ideas for the story of Mario Odyssey, which Bowser was going to actually take over Peach and become a version of Bowsette, which isn't smutty in the slightest, of course. Red hair and a green dress and claws for hands. Which would be interesting. Maybe they could do that for a sequel if they were going to do an Odyssey 2, actually.
Yeah, we'd have to see. I mean, that is always a thing.
Yeah, of course, it'd be a hell of a E3 if you had both a Mario and a Zelda announced at the same, shown off at the same time. That hasn't happened since 2006, actually, with the Wii announcement, where they had Twilight Princess and Mario Galaxy, actually. That'd be one hell of an E3, though. So I'm guessing that probably won't be the case. We'll probably get more of one of the more Mario side series of anything. But
I almost want to see them do another collection, because one thing I was disappointed at with the that previous anniversary collection you got for Mario is it did not have Galaxy 2. It had Galaxy 1.
I expect that.
So maybe they'll include like Galaxy 2 and like 3D Land, maybe 3D World.
Or they could just do Galaxy 2 on its own and scum out of a $60.
They would do that, wouldn't they?
Galaxy 2 with Bowser's Fury, the space version of it now. I'd buy that. I'd buy for that alone.
Fury.
That would be pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, they would do that.
Yeah, and yes, we have low expectations from Nintendo and general E3 in general, because every time it's high, it just gets disappointed to death. So always keep your expectations low with E3, but we can almost kind of hope for the good stuff too, maybe, and hopefully. But I guess when it comes down to Mario, what's not even released in terms of IPs for we have kart, we have tennis, we have golf coming. What are we missing actually? Because whatever's missing might be the
educational series.
Oh God.
Hey, I liked Mario's Time Machine as a kid. I learned a lot from that game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We could always have that coming back in this case. I know that with my, I guess they could always just do another one altogether there, or Yeah, or another one of the IPs that are even more dormant for all we know. Yes, in which there's so much I can't even think of the top of my head right now. I'm trying to see if I have it.
Mario HD.
Oh god. Hey, it's the Zelda's 35th anniversary too. May as well do a CDI collection. Just do it with new with new anime cells and everything with it too.
Well, in that case, you might as well do the Zelda CDI collection too for that as well.
Yeah. Oh, I guess there's Mario Strikers they could do, I guess, for the Switch. New Mario Strikers would be neat.
Strikers has been a while.
Yeah, wasn't that done by that Vancouver team? I think it was done by that Vancouver team. What are it?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're doing anything that's too known right now, so they could be working on that for all we know.
I could also see them announcing, because it is next year, still on so far, the 2022 Olympic game with Sonic.
Oh god.
They'll probably announce that.
Man, I almost think they want to avoid that just because it's so unsure if it's actually going to happen in 2022 or anything at all with Japan.
Yeah, well, that's something that we shouldn't even discuss on this channel, this stuff of that, but yeah, we don't even know.
Yeah, I almost think they're going to avoid that until it's confirmed 100% it's happening. Yeah, I mean, we had that Mario Party update too recently that gave it online. Do you think a new Mario Party could happen too? Or do you think we're going to keep it where it is? Maybe
Mario Party would be kind of nice.
Yeah, because we had a random as hell update for an online mode, which tempted me to actually buy the game. Oh wait, that's not the right game. Okay, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in my shelf. Yeah, but yeah, basically, maybe it's a teaser for a new Mario Party game for the Switch.
That would be good.
Yeah. But yeah, it's something Mario related as usual. I'm expecting an E3. There's always something, I would say. I haven't seen 1 year without Mario, I think. Now, I guess in terms of other first party games we could be expecting, there's still a few games left from the Wii U they haven't ported over. Like we have Star Fox Zero, Xenoblade X. Just trying to think what else they have not ported over. And I guess there's
Xenoblade could be a possibility. I'm not sure if Star Fox is even on the cards anymore at this point after how disappointed people were with Zero, and I don't even think people liked Star Fox in that Starlink game that came out a couple years back.
Yes, funny thing is Starlink was a better Star Fox game than Star Fox Zero was. It's a funny thing about it.
Oddly enough, yeah, I actually played that, and it's like, no, this is alright.
Realistically, with its quality, they should at least commission those guys to make a Star Fox game.
Yeah, so that would be Ubisoft, I believe it was.
Yeah, that's the exact team as Ubisoft. Because they actually did good, it's just, it was not another Star Fox game, so it died very badly. Yeah, there was also Devil's Third that barely, that died off when it came out on the Wii.
Geez, yeah, that was just horrible, and I see copies for it going so expensive now online.
Or should we call it Devil's Turd?
So true.
Yeah, I hate that. It's the fact that it was the developer of Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, Itagaki, who made these games too. And why does he have to come back and make a game of that quality? Yeah. Oh, and we talked about Switch Pro earlier. Daniel Alacorn is asking. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. But yeah, we're thinking it's a 50-50 if it's going to be there. It's the right time to do it, but with all the rumors that have happened over the years, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, plus the chip shortage makes it questionable if it's actually going to happen.
Yeah. Also, it's possible maybe Ubisoft is making Mario plus Rabbids too. That could be the Mario game for all we know.
Yeah. Rabbids and Mario is a collab that exists.
Yeah.
Because, who remembers Rayman, right?
Oh god. I totally forgot about him for a little while until you just said him, same. I remember the Rabbids more.
Yeah, I think we had Rayman Legends was the last time we saw it on Wii U and PS3.
Yeah. I am thinking that Pokemon. Oh yeah, and I guess we'll get to Pokemon in a moment because I want to have a whole section talk about that. I want to try to get it third party. But what the Wii U ports we're expecting, yeah, with Star Fox Zero. I mean, if they even care about reviving, it'd be the best way. Give it the proper controls, and bam, you're done. But There, but I guess the other one being Xenoblade X. I know Monolith Soft has been interested, and realistically, unless they're working on Xenoblade 3, what else are they working on?
That's true. Xenoblade X would be a good port over.
Yeah.
Granted, I would prefer other Xeno games ported over, but
Right.
that's a totally legal difference with Square and Namco and some other people probably.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, those are probably not even considered at this point. If it happens, it'll be probably as a sort of anniversary collaboration of some sort that'll happen. Yeah, so I'm not actually expecting to get so much at the moment. Yeah. Apparently it seems Rayman's creator had quit. That's why we're not getting any Rayman games.
Ah.
Yeah, courtesy of I Feel Nothing saying it here. But yeah, that's why we're probably not getting any Rayman games anymore. Despite the fact that the last few were actually really good games too. But yeah, I guess the other one. I guess well, let's get this out of the way. Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3 is definitely something that a lot of us want to see.
Yeah.
Because that's basically now a Nintendo exclusive property, Bayonetta.
Yeah, because Nintendo pays for the development for all of them. So, yeah, I know they've been delaying this to death. Actually, when was the last time we even got the trailer for Bayonetta? Is it as old as Metroid Prime 4?
That's a good question. Though I know who is it that does Platinum does it Bayonetta, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know they've been pretty busy because they got what's it called? Babylon's Fall, I believe they are working on.
Oh shit! It is actually.
And they.
It actually is as old as Metroid Prime 3 almost by half a year.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I just pulled up the trailer here, man. Yeah, and all he still had is a teaser of Bayonetta 1's design actually just being shown off in CGI. It's like a little bit more than Metroid Prime 4, but still nothing. And developers didn't change either. So that's the funny thing about it. Yeah, but what were you saying there? I cut you off just a moment ago.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying that Platinum's got quite a bit of games on their hands as well, because I believe they are supposed to be releasing a multi-platform game also with one of the platforms on the Switch called Soul Cresta. So probably after that's done, and Babylon's Fall, which they're working on, but that's not a Switch game. Those are probably their priority, and then Bayonetta 3 is somewhere in the mix there as well. Yeah,
I am thinking that, well, they are pretty good at balancing multiple games as we've seen before. So I imagine the team is working still on heavily on Bayonetta 3, that section of Platinum Games at least, with a Hideki cameo in this case. And he says it's hard at work, nothing's going wrong in development, quote unquote.
Yeah, they're probably just taking their time, which, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I don't want to see a rush game like a Halo Infinite.
Oh god.
When they showed it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather wait and just hear that it's in development and then see something phenomenal instead of something that everyone hates.
Yeah, very much. I guess we'll see what happens there. I guess, in terms of, I guess let's go on to the one that everyone's asking for, Pokemon. Here, I mean, we're obviously expecting to see more Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes being shown here. I know some.
That's definitely gonna be their major showcase.
Apparently, there was a weird ass rumor that I heard this week that apparently they are trying to de-chibify it, which I don't believe in the slightest. What do you think?
I mean, on one hand, it will probably feel more closer to Sword and Shield if they did that.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, taking away from the original style. So, depends on which you prefer, right?
I mean, it is. I know, but a lot of people were expecting it, of course, in a more Sword and Shield design, and there was a lot of complaints about it. I never seen a remake of Pokemon get this much complaints before, which is amazing, actually. I mean, I don't care. I like the fact it's 1-to-1, so we'll get actually everything for a change, and looking like it's based on the Platinum version too, at that.
Yeah, which is also one that I haven't finished.
I have Diamond, so but I want to play Platinum. And Platinum goes
I
for...
mean, I lost my copy of Pearl and or was it Diamond? I lost one of them. I had and lost, and got Platinum instead to replace it.
Yeah. Yeah. But altogether, I mean, I do really like the way it looks still, regardless. Almost, yeah, because the biggest problem with the last few remakes we had was the fact that they were all cutting out something at least from it. Like, I think the Battle Tower was gone from the Gen 3 remakes. Not Gen 2. Gen 2 was perfect. It was Gen 3 that lost, actually, the Battle Tower. So, if we're getting exactly as it should be, I am okay with this.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah. I guess the other one, the one they're all expecting is Arceus, of course. The one that everyone actually wants.
New Pokemon Legends game, yeah.
Yeah, the one the Game Freak...
that one looks pretty neat.
Yeah, this actually looks like what it should be, basically. What everyone wants, actually, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to be, in terms of the graphic art style, and I guess what next-gen Pokemon they wanted to be, and more open-world style.
Sword and Shield didn't quite feel like it was what it should have been.
Yeah, it was more or less just more cinematic, better models, cleaner everything, but here, you got this big-ass open world look here for this game. As we can see, it looks amazing for what it is, after all. I mean, the fact that they used that whole Breath of the Wild camera and everything for it, and I know they used it for Sword and Shield as well, but here, it actually looks more like what they're supposed to do. However, I'm just wondering, what else are they going to really show off here? Because we didn't really see much story for it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll reveal more about it.
Yeah. I mean, well, all we saw is the two trainers, or whatever they're supposed to be in this, go out and capture Pokemon. Is there a story that ties it all together, or is it, here's the Pokedex, go out, or not a Pokedex, but here's a list of Pokemon, go and catch what we think is in the area?
Yeah, I wouldn't be fond of that, given like it has like the title attached to it of Legends. I expect something eventually very story heavy.
Yeah, with Arceus, and I'm actually pronouncing it correctly, that's Arceus originally, which is technically not wrong, but it's also the pronunciation they're going with starting with this game, I guess. Yeah, as we can see with Arceus here, I'm still getting used to this. Yeah, it's probably going to be, story's going to revolve around it, and eventually there'll be some weird feudal team, in this case, they're going to have to meddle with in ancient Sinnoh.
Yeah, so Ancient Team Rocket. Maybe it'll be like a more foreign-looking adversary. Yeah. Like kind of like with like the Westerners, you know, people more influenced by like an older. I can't remember the place where Sword and Shield take place now.
Well, Sword and Shield is Galar.
Yeah, so more like old school Galar looking attire for the villains. Maybe that'd be interesting.
Ah, I see. Team Gaijin is.
Kind of like the Western invasion of Japan back then. Yeah, something similar to that.
Team Gaijin, got it. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I guess heard of the legend and they're coming trying to go for Arceus in this case in the Sinnoh region, which would work pretty well. So I'm just getting a comment here. I'm going to answer on the side here. I feel nothing is saying, is Pokemon Sun any good? Got it cheap recently, so was thinking of playing it. It's okay. It's very slow paced. If you want to capture all the Pokemon up to then, it's there in some form. Some trading involved still, but you can capture them in some form. Story's decent, it's just kind of slow paced for what I liked it. But getting back now on topic here. Yeah, so the thing is, are we going to actually see gameplay footage of it? Maybe shown on Nintendo Treehouse right afterwards. Considering they're going to have, I think, how many hours of it here? I'm just trying to look down. They're going to have, I think, yeah, a good chunk of Nintendo Treehouse afterwards. I don't think they specify.
If they do show anything new, then I'm pretty sure Treehouse would show some gameplay footage.
Yeah. Would be neat. Go from Breath of the Wild 2 to that. 2 open world game back to back. You can see how much muddier it looks like the Breath of the Wild 2. I smack on this Game Freak way too much, it feels sometimes.
Yeah, well, they've had some pretty bad games recently.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess when it comes to the fact that what we can expect to see, I hope we're still gonna have like a form of a gym mechanic in there too. Still, I want a kind of more traditional Pokemon, but just set in feudal times. I don't want them to go too off Hinker at the same time. Unless they go Coliseum route and make it more of a JRPG kind of story, I'd be okay with that.
Maybe it'll be less gyms and more competing clans that you have to challenge.
I'd be good with that. Just no stupid trials from Sun and Moon. I'm okay with that. The Sun and Moon trials were the death of me. Yeah, so I am thinking that's what we're gonna get for Pokemon. Probably nothing more aside from these two.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be doing another mystery dungeon. I do wish they would do another Detective Pikachu game.
They didn't announce the second one, actually. Maybe we'll actually get something of that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I forgot they announced another one. So yeah, something of that would be really nice.
So maybe we'll actually see that happen. Oh, one funny rumor I heard actually related to Switch Pro and Pokemon Arceus. Apparently, they're saying Pokemon Legends Arceus will look better on the Switch Pro. They'll make it where it switches to higher end graphics.
It should, I'd imagine so.
Yeah,
they probably have a much better draw distance and stuff if you know, the rumors are true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, or you know, they could just not do any enhancements for that if Switch Pro is even a thing. Because it's Game Freak we're talking about here. They've been working on it for technically 2 years, I think, actually. I don't know, actually. But yeah, they foregoed doing the remix of Gen 4, which is crazy, considering it's Matsuda does first, one of Matsuda's biggest games he made, actually. So, yeah, they have huge faith in that game, so I think they're really going to try to push for what it's supposed to be. A game that we might not actually complain about for a change.
Yeah, let's hope. I've kind of fallen off the Pokemon train for a while, but that could probably rope me back in.
Yeah, I actually got excited for that game for a change. I haven't been that excited for Pokemon for a little while actually now. But aside from now, I guess leaving it at the escape of Pokemon. Well, is there anything unexpected you're really expecting from the Nintendo side of things? Third party, first party, doesn't matter.
Well, let me think. I would like to see maybe, because they surprised me last time with Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, maybe porting one of the other ones of the Crystal Chronicles sequels onto the Switch would be really nice.
Yeah, I mean the one on DS was actually pretty good. I think it should seem more. It should be shown to more people that way by bringing it to the Switch.
Which one was that one? Ring of Fates?
Yes, Ring of Fates. It actually had the jump button, which I think it was always needed in the original, and an online mode. So yeah, that would be nice to actually have. Actually, I think here's one topic we haven't actually brought up: the next Switch fight, the next Smash fighter.
Ooh.
We have 2 left.
In my heart, I want it to be Crash.
I mean, we've been saying it for every single one coming out since the 5th one of the last fighter series. Every single one.
Yeah, but I mean, Crash 4 just came out.
Yeah.
So there's some popularity on that, and have the reveal trailer for Crash be live action. So you get the guy in the mascot suit rolling up into the truck at Nintendo HQ. Then have like a Mario mascot come out and they just start pummeling each other.
Also Sonic one. I think he had some beef against Sonic too.
Yeah, I think there was a Sonic mascot costume too. So then we have all 3 90s mascots for the console wars battling it out on screen.
Yeah.
That'd be like the best thing.
Yeah, I mean, and they could even dub it in Japanese too if they want to actually. Just because the mask will be covering his face too. I'm just trying to pull up the video for it to just remind people what it looked like. I think this was it. I think. Let's see. I know people obviously see the. There it is. Yeah, this is the one where they're basically Crash Bandicoot comes out of the truck and basically screams out for Mario to come out and fight him.
Hey, plumber boy, mustache man, your worst nightmares arrived.
Good times. Good times. If only we could actually get this kind of thing going again. That they actually come and actually fight and transition into the actual battle in Smash.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Well, that is obviously what we've wanted, and if maybe he'll be in the 5th fighter. I'm kind of thinking he'll be the last fighter actually. That's because that'd be the best way to end it.
Would probably be like the icing on the cake, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be going out with a bang.
Yeah, but if they want to announce a one major place, E3 would be the ideal place to do it. Yeah, so it would be a good place to do it. The Activision rep, not even the Sony rep, because Sony doesn't even own this shit anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, it's Activision after all. Yeah.
But yeah, but realistically, what other contenders do you think might appear? Because
that's a good question.
Last time
I have rumors for a while of I don't play it, but some people have been saying somebody from Fortnite, given like the game's stupid popularity.
Man, Minecraft and Fortnite and Minecraft and Fortnite are the same gamer pack, man. Same fight pack. You buy fight pack too. You get the kid set.
Another possible thing is like another villain, because I mean Sephiroth, like no one expected that coming.
Definitely. I mean, we could always have Shadow the Hedgehog. That'd be our
Eggman. I've heard is a popular request.
I would like Eggman over Shadow any day. I would hope that'd be the case at least. Yeah. I mean, there's so many. I mean, he'd be a lot like I think Bowser Jr. in many ways too, with the way he would actually be in a cartoon, but with a whole different moveset, I guess. You know, with a whole ball and chain thing and crazy amount of things. Final Smash being the big egg, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Also, for people wanting characters, people have been wanting for a while a Tails rep. Then you get the problem with not another sword fighter, you know. you know Sakurai doesn't give a shit at this point with sword fighters. No, he doesn't. If he gave a rep, he would not have put Sephiroth, who's got arguably the biggest sword of them all. Yeah,
and the way that came right after Minecraft Steve, who also has a sword.
And then you got Pyra and Mithra.
Yeah, it's literally back to back, 3 back to back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess other contenders could be. I mean, I guess if you're gonna have someone from Tails, or you would have someone from Symphonia, just because that's so tied to Nintendo.
Lloyd would be like the most logical one to go with.
Yeah, Lloyd would be the obvious choice. I guess other reps you could think of would be from maybe the Mega Man series. If we're going villains, like Dr. Wily could appear, or even who else am I thinking of? Zero.
Well, there's Zero or Bass. Bass.
Yeah.
Bass. Yeah.
Yeah, Bass, I believe. Goku, I doubt will ever appear. Just saying again. No anime fighters. As Sakurai has said before.
Yeah, that's why I'm not even considering Hatsune Miku. But I would like Kazuma Kiryu from the Yakuza games.
Yeah, but as we know, they said they don't want Kiryu fighting any women.
That is true, yeah.
Get ready for Kiryu to bitch slap Peach.
But he never said anything about Ichiban.
There's that, Ichiban. Or Majima. Majima.
Or Majima.
Majima would be a fun hell.
With Yakuza 7 being like the hot property that it turned out to be, Ichiban would make a lot of sense.
But you also don't have Ichiban on his game on any Nintendo consoles yet. Unless they announced it at this E3 for the Switch, bro.
You know what? I'd be cool with Yakuza Like a Dragon on the Switch Pro.
Massive Yakuza collection.
I have it on PS4, but
massive Yakuza collection, 0 to 7, all in a $200 box. There you go.
Ooh.
Comes with
Does that include the zombie one as well?
Yes. Let's just go with that. Yes.
Ooh.
And the samurai one.
Oh, my heart.
That's of course wishful thinking. That's not actually a prediction. This is wishful thinking there. Just a disclaimer for those of you who might actually think this is what we're thinking. But yeah,
I mean, I would love Ishin and Kinsen to come out in the West, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those would be obviously some of the major ones. But I guess if we're talking more realistically, down to earth and whatever, do you think anything say more Microsoft could appear. Some people think Cuphead could even appear.
Cuphead, I could. Well, it's a Mii costume, isn't it?
It is, but that didn't stop certain other characters from appearing, like Chrom, as an also a fighter.
That is true. So that's still a possibility. Cuphead would make sense. Master Chief, not at all. No.
Yeah, unless they announced the Master Chief Collection for the Switch suddenly, which I'd love.
If they did that, then yes, there's definitely precedence of it appearing.
Yeah, I just want that on Switch just so I can play it on the go. Realistically speaking.
Yeah, other characters. I know there's a ton of other companies that are not represented, but I think they might be too niche. One that comes to mind is a Nippon Ichi software rep with like somebody from Disgaea, probably Laharl.
Laharl would obviously
But
be the
I
case.
do not see that being the case. I think NIS is too niche.
They are, but their games also sell best now on Switch, which is hilarious considering.
That's true.
Nowadays.
And 6 is coming out on the Switch exclusive in the West too.
Yeah.
For
But
some reason, they're foregoing the PS4 copy here.
yeah, but I doubt it'll be a fighter just because. But I doubt it'll be a
Yeah, I
fighter
don't see
because
it.
I don't think it can sell a fighter pass. Because each of these characters that are in
I
there,
don't see that at all.
because each of these characters in the fighter pass can at least sell it in some form. I know. Yeah, and yeah, even Xenoblade X can sell it, or they're promoting a Nintendo first-party property like ARMS did.
Yeah.
So I am thinking that's not going to be the case.
That's just wishful thinking anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see a Castlevania character, maybe Alucard appear, but
Alucard would be sweet. I mean, he's got this Steam right now from the Netflix series.
Yeah, I mean, it could always happen. Konami never says no to money. That's why you see their stuff everywhere, despite the fact they make nothing new for Castlevania.
And other properties, but you know.
Yeah, I guess.
So on that note, why not the not Castlevania have somebody from Bloodstained?
That'd be nice. Actually have Miriam together with Simon Belmont. That'd be amazing. Literally have Castlevania join and meet each other at long last. I mean, I don't know if it's too niche show, but that'd be what I would love personally. Now Monster.
That would be nice.
Now here's what Daniel was saying here. Monster Hunter Fighter.
Monster Hunter is something that I feel should have happened long ago for Smash, especially because we have the Rathalos as a boss already. I'm expecting a Monster Hunter character to appear for the longest time.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there hasn't been. Maybe somebody from Rise or what's that story-based one that's coming out soon?
I'm trying to remember. There was like two coming out at once. Can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, it would make sense.
Yeah, one of the NPCs from that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a huge tank of a character with. Oh, imagine this! It heals itself by using by cooking meat.
The down B is the cooking the meat.
Yeah, the longer I cook it, the more his HP heals.
But you can't cook it too long.
Oh yeah, if you cook it for a certain pound, it will burn and you won't heal a damn thing. Maximum will be like 50%, let's just say, which is broken as fuck. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think, but Monster Hunter Fighter would probably be the one that yeah, Monster Hunter Stories was the one we were thinking of, by the way.
Stories, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
I'm actually more excited for Stories than Rise, but
yeah, maybe a Stories character, kind of like the way 11 brought the 11 rep, Dragon Quest 11 brought the Dragon Quest 11 rep in.
The hero plus like 3 other awesome heroes. So
yeah, but yeah, that would be one of the more realistic answers, I would say, rather than a lot of our wishful thinkings here and there.
Yeah, no, definitely a Monster Hunter rep would make sense. Though, would Capcom choose that over somebody like Dante?
Monster Hunter's bigger than Devil May Cry any day. Any day.
On it, I suppose, yeah.
Devil May Cry, I guess Dante is a possibility. That'd be hilarious to see, considering we could finally put a sticker on our cases that says featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
I mean, we do got the new high definition copy of the logo now that we could put on everything.
Yeah, I want to put it on my.
I'll probably be popping a copy on my luggage for my next trip.
Yeah, I want to put a sticker of it right on here saying featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Yes, this is the steelbook version I have, which looks crappier, unfortunately. But yeah, but yeah, that would make sense actually. I guess, yeah, but I guess that's what we could expect for Smash, realistically. Just one major announcement, unless they do two, and give us both fighters on the go and be done with the Fighter Pass 2.
That could be a possibility, just to release both. I mean, they've done that before with earlier on to reveal one, at the end reveal the other.
Yeah, I mean...
they did that with, who was it?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think K. Rool was involved with it.
Yeah.
No, it was, now I remember. It was Terry and Banjo.
Yes, that's the one, yeah. Yeah, one being an Echo Fighter, of course, but yeah. I do think... Now, I guess let's get the one everyone requests. Sora. Do you think Sora could happen?
There's a possibility. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is... I mean, you mean Kingdom Hearts Sora, right?
Yes, of course.
There's a possibility, but then you got, what, 4 Square Enix reps?
You do, but with Capcom stuff, that would be 4 Capcom reps as well. When we said Monster Hunter.
True.
Yeah. But
I mean, Square is a big enough company that they do have that flex for that.
Yeah, it's always possible. But there's the Disney problem. The Disney.
Yeah, Disney would be the biggest block on that, and I don't really see them doing that, especially because I don't think Disney's the park that has the Mario World thing. That's Universal, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that might be a conflict of interest there.
Yeah, so it's possible that Sora, I like to put it more like a 25% always chance of it even being possible to appear in Smash. If ever appearing in Smash, maybe one day, who knows? We got some crazy shit that appeared after all.
That's true.
Yeah, but I guess I think that's pretty much all we can expect for Smash. We'll expect at least 1 or 2 fighters there. I doubt we'll hear. I think this might be the end too. We won't get. I doubt we'll get a Fighter Pass 3, personally.
I don't think so. Fighter Pass 3 will just feel too crowded of a roster.
Yeah. Now, I guess one other thing is, I guess one other thing we can expect out of E3 here is, do you think we'll finally, or maybe we could expect, or hoping we can expect, the N64 shop finally, the N64 thing to appear actually on the Switch?
I mean, N64 digital shop does seem more of a thing, and then they'll release a special Switch Pro controller shaped like the N64 controller. I don't think they're gonna do a mini console like they did with the NES and SNES.
Nah, I think they're done with that, especially now because those are done pretty much before the Switch. So I think they're gonna do it. It's gonna be on the Switch. I mean, they could sell more online passes that way, after all.
Yeah, very likely.
Yeah. So, but do you think it's gonna happen? Do you think it's even possible for it to happen?
It might be possible. Like, as I said, like, they would need to release a Pro controller for the optimal control scheme, really, for that.
It could technically be mapped to a regular controller too. Consider the way the Switch controller is made. You could technically just not use the analog stick on the right side, just have the C buttons used there. While I guess there's it has 6 buttons. I forgot on the right. Never mind. You're right. That is a problem.
They would need its own controller for that.
Unless they let you map it however you want. Do whatever the hell you want with it.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. But aside from that, are you expecting anything else from Nintendo?
From Nintendo, I can't really think of anything else I expect them to do for that.
Yeah, it's a 40-minute direct, so it's going to be jam-packed, definitely, but there's going to be a bunch of indie games announced, ones we never heard of, probably, ones we'll probably expect.
There might be support of games from third parties that'll be coming, most likely.
Yeah.
They'll probably be advertising No, Saga Frontier Remaster just came out. Never mind. I was about to say that.
Maybe we'll hear Bloodstained 2, considering Bloodstained 2 was announced the other day.
Yes, Bloodstained 2 will probably appear at one of the conferences. Nintendo would be a good one to do it at.
Yeah.
But any of them would be good to do it at, really, because, I mean, show it at the Microsoft conference, show it at Sony's yet to be announced state of play.
If they do it, but consider how
I'm
much.
sure they will.
That'd be a hilarious place to announce it on the Switch first, just because of the fact that it had so many problems running on the Switch originally.
Well, wouldn't it be the first time that company really feels they're multi-platforming on the Switch?
Yeah, I think, but yeah, I guess that could be some third parties. Maybe another Shantae for all we know, because we get those yearly at a time, it seems, nowadays. But
I don't know if we'll be seeing anything of the recently released Dragon Quest games
maybe
up on the Switch, like the 3 remake or 12.
12.
Definitely not 12.
Who knows? Maybe we just got that was a teaser to upcoming E3. It was right before E3. Maybe we'll get a trailer.
Maybe. I do expect to see something of the 3 remake though.
Yeah, either 3 remake maybe we'll see, but 12 I think has a possibility.
A new Octopath game coming out as well.
Oh yeah, that one. What was it called? Shit, what was it called? Something strategies.
Remember, but something
Triangle
like
strategies. Triangle strategies. We'll probably see that more of that. Probably in their montage of third-party games. I don't think they'll spend too much time on it, knowing Nintendo.
No, I don't think it'll get its own trailer. It'll probably just be another footnote.
I guess aside from that, I think this is probably some of the things we can expect. I expect something more on it, more surprising stuff too, that we can't even predict right now. Who knows? Maybe we'll hear Persona 5 at long last.
Yeah, something aside from Strikers.
That'd be hilarious if we actually finally see it happen. I just watched it do Persona 5 and not Royal, just cause.
Yeah, so that's still what miffed me about not a new Persona 1 and 2 remake or SMT if.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Who knows? Maybe
that's
we'll.
Just me being a fan.
Maybe we'll see that. Well, I doubt we'll see another remake in the time, just because 3 just came out. That'll probably take a little while before we see another remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that's there. But I think that pretty much wraps up what we think of the predictions for E3 Nintendo-wise here. Yeah, but
from Nintendo side, that's about all I can think of.
Yeah, but there's still all of E3, and we are planning to have another one of these talks on Wednesday, actually talking about the rest of E3, and maybe recapping this a little bit and going further into it as well. And later in the week, another one on Zelda as well, actually, just on Zelda alone for you Zelda fans out there. But
yeah, just before everything starts rolling out.
Yep. And for those who are watching, I'm working on a new cut content episode featuring Metroid Prime 4. Metroid not 4, obviously Metroid Prime 1. We didn't talk about Metroid Prime 4 too much today, but yeah, Metroid Prime 1 later, maybe this week, maybe next week, depends. We're in E3 mode, and it's a busy week definitely, but I'm gonna try for this week with Metroid Prime 1's cut content. But otherwise, click like and subscribe, everyone. And definitely check out Nyghtwynds' channel as well, which you can find in the description below. He streams on both his YouTube and Twitch channel on a numerous different amount of niche games and non-niche games too. But definitely check it out, everyone. So everyone, I've been the Obsessive Gamer.
And I've been Nyghtwind.